Hey everybody, welcome back to the Global Health Impact Network Education Series. Again, our goal with this series is to take you on a journey to help you understand the topics we discuss in more depth. Today is actually our sixth and final episode on a very interesting topic, which is intellectual property. And in today's episode, we will cover I have a patent, now what do I do with it? And as always, I'd like to introduce again our amazing host for this and our expert, Mr. Joshua Goldberg, co-manager partner of Nate Goldberg Meyer. Joshua, it's an absolute honor to have you back for this final episode.
Happy to be here, Martin. It's been a wonderful ride so far, and I'm looking forward to the end of it. Not because we're done, but because I think it'll be fun today.
Me too. So let's kick off today's episode. Again, which is I have a patent. Now, what do I do with it? So, what does a patent let me do, first of all?
Well, Martin, that's an excellent question that I get asked probably as much as anything else. What can I do with my patent? And the simple answer is a patent technically does not actually let you do anything because a patent does not give you a positive right. What a patent does is it gives you an exclusionary right. That means whatever it is you've protected, whatever it is you've patented, you can stop anybody else from doing four things with it. You can stop them from making, there we go, using, selling, and importing whatever it is you've protected. So think about that. People always say, hey, I have a patent, that means I can sell my new mug. No, that's not what it means. You can sell your mug regardless of whether you have a patent or not. But what it does mean is nobody else can sell this competing mug with you, right? You can stop them from being in competition. That's what a patent does. It lets you stop others from competing with you.
Okay, so how can I use this patent to prevent competition?
Sure. So if you're on the marketplace, or even if you're not, it truly doesn't matter. The thing I'd say is you have to be aware of who else is out there. Who else is in your space? And if anybody else is selling something similar to either what you're doing or what you've patented, you want to look at it and say, hey, is that actually what I've patented? Is it the same thing or is it something different? And if it's the same thing, you can assert your rights against them. You can tell them, look, I have this patent that covers what you're doing. You either need to stop or you need to pay me a royalty or pay me money or do something, but you're not free and clear to keep selling. You have to do something else. You can't continue the way you are.
Okay, so can a patent be used to block activities in other countries?
Well, again, I will give, for those of you who are on the last session, my favorite lawyer answer. It depends. So if I have a US patent and somebody has activities, they're selling the same thing I've patented in, say, Germany, I cannot use that US patent to stop them from selling in Germany because, again, patents are territorial. I know we've talked about this before. So that means that whatever is being done in Germany is outside the jurisdiction of what my patent coverage is. So I cannot stop it. Now, if I had a German patent, yes, I could. And I could go into German courts and stop that activity in Germany, and life will go on. Typical patent scenario. There's a big exception here. And that exception relates to manufacturing. So if I have a US patent, a manufacturing patent, a process for making, and somebody else uses that same exact process in another country and then imports what they've made to the US, I can stop that. That is something I can block those imports to the US. Even though there's no technical act of infringement here in the US, because all they did was manufacture somewhere else and bring it here, I can actually stop them from doing that. And my US patent is effective for that.
Okay, but if I'm not yet selling the products or the services, why does that matter?
Well, it matters in a few different ways. So, number one, perhaps you're just not ready yet. You're preparing, and you want the marketplace to be primed for you when you're ready to get there. That's one reason to keep competition away. Another reason is you want to be the first out of the gate, so you're known as the market innovator. You're known as the people, the company, the product people want to buy from or want to buy. If somebody is out there first, even if you can stop them, you're no longer number one. You're no longer the first out there. People will always think of your competition as the innovator, even though it's truly your innovation. So that's certainly not the most desirable outcome.
So, who is most interested in knowing whether or not I have a patent?
Okay. So there are going to be at least a couple of different people or entities that will be most interested. Number one will, of course, be your competition. They're going to want to know before they enter the marketplace, hopefully, rather than afterwards, can they sell without running afoul of your patent? Can they sell without being sued or harassed legally? Or are they, if they bring a product to market, are you going to be able to stop them? Are they going to spend significant time and money and effort in bringing something to market only within a day, a week, a month, being told that they have to stop? Nobody wants that. The other people that are going to be interested are going to be investors. If you're not a huge company, or even if you are a huge company, I should say, if anybody is going to to invest in your company, if anybody's going to want to buy technology from you, buy your company, take a license, they're going to want to see that their investment is protected, that they can get, or they have a reasonable chance of getting a return on their investment. Your having a patent is going to give them that good feeling that, yes, there is something here. I do have a better than average chance of getting a return. This is worthwhile for proceeding.
Okay, so if I have a patent, can I sell that patent outright?
Absolutely. In fact, there are a number of marketplaces around the world that basically all they do is sell patents. Someone like Ocean Tomo, which is a patent auction company. There are patent brokers who look for deals. We have patents, we have patent portfolios that our clients want to sell. Let's try to find somebody that will buy the patent from us. It's like any other piece of property. Think about your house. If you own a house, can you sell your house? Of course you can, right? You have a deed of title. You can sell the deed of title and the property to somebody else. A patent is no different. You have the patent certificate, which is like your deed of title, and you have the property that's covered by the patent, that's like your house. You can absolutely outright sell it to someone.
Okay, so how do patents enhance company value? I think
Sure.
this is a big question.
This is a really big question. So, a few different ways. First, of course, is by protecting your markets. So, if you sell a widget for $2 normally, because there are a lot of widgets out there, and you have to worry about competition, price protection, all of that, price competition, I should say. But instead, you have an innovation in your widget. You add, one unique little feature. Nobody else can have that because you've patented it. Now you can command a premium price for your product. Instead of $2, maybe you can sell it for $3. That's creating value in your company because it's increasing your sales revenue. Another way it can create value in your company is just like I said, if you're trying to attract investment, if you're trying to have a sales event of your company, if you're trying to export technology, all of those things are going to be easier and you're going to command a higher price if you have patents protecting whatever it is you're doing. Also, if you have a patent, again, that's a property right. So there is value to that property. Inherently, just like a house, anybody will recognize there is some value to that. So if I have these concrete assets, my patent certificate that I can point to, the document, that is an asset I can list on my balance sheet That is a company asset, that there's a value to it, that any tax specialist will be able to tell you, yes, you can say to whatever relevant government, this is the value of my company on paper because here's one of my assets. These are all ways that you can create value in a company.
Okay. I think you've answered all the questions for this topic. Is there anything you want to add before we do a key takeaway for the whole series?
Oh boy, anything else to add on this topic? Um, the biggest thing I'll say is that I've been involved with many companies, many products, and many sales, many licenses. And anytime somebody wants to invest or purchase, one of the first questions they always ask is, what does your patent position look like? What does your IP position look like? I've been involved with some companies where they've said, oh, we haven't really thought about it yet. We don't have one. It's one of those things we want to get to. And every one of those answers will make the value go down and down and down, and what they can ask for go down and down and down. If instead the answer is, I have this patent and this patent and that patent, and I protected this and I protected that and I protected that and that, each time you say that, your value goes up. What you can ask for goes up. Not only what you can ask for, but the likelihood of you getting it will go up as well. That's why it's not enough just to think about what am I selling? What am I going to sell? How do I protect that market? But if you take the holistic view, what does this mean for my company as a whole? You really start to see how much value there is in patent creation, in patent obtainment, and why it's so important to your company.
Okay, so do you want to do just a quick key takeaway from today, and then we'll move on to a key takeaway for the whole series?
Sure. So the key takeaway from today is realize again, having a patent does not let you do anything affirmatively. What it does is it lets you stop others. It's a way to protect your markets, to keep competition away, and it's a way to build value in your company, whether you want to sell, whether you want to license technology, whether you want to seek investment. All of those things are going to be easier and are going to get you a higher return if you have patents protecting what you're doing.
Okay, so you know, I'm gonna push that to the side for 1 second. Like, for everybody who's listening, like, if you've joined us on this journey, like, you'll know of the last 6 episodes what we've covered. But this has been, what is IP and how to understand IP. What are the requirements for each form of IP? Where you protect it, is it territorial? Building IP portfolios to create company value. What are the costs of getting your protection and the cost of not doing so, as well as I have a patent. Now, what do I do with it? So these are the 6 episodes we've covered in this education series. So Joshua, what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you, to give a key takeaway in one for the whole series.
Oh, okay, just
No
give me
pressure.
a small task here. Why don't you, Martin? The key takeaway, I would say, whatever you're doing, whether it's through, and I know we covered in the very beginning the different forms of IP, Martin. So whether you have your business built around a patent or an invention where that you can patent it, whether you don't have anything patentable there, but you have a unique name where you would be trademarking your name and your brand, whether it's a work of art that you can copyright to keep others from reproducing it, whether you have a trade secret that you can actually maintain as a secret and keep a competitive advantage that way. All of these are well recognized forms of property, intellectual property. They're well recognized tools in the business community to help you grow your business. And if you're not considering using the appropriate tool, the appropriate form of IP for whatever it is you're doing, you're leaving a lot of potential value, a lot of potential profits on the table, and you're setting yourself up for many headaches later on that you don't need to have. It's very important to have a strategy, an IP strategy laid out from the beginning Know where you want to get to, know where you're going, or wherever you wind up is going to be fine, right? If you have no clear goal in mind, you don't get a patent, you don't get a trademark. Guess what? You didn't have an endpoint in sight. Wherever you wind up, that's going to be where you wind up. And that's going to have to be good enough because you weren't working towards something. If you know where you want to get, you pick the right tool, you work hard at it, you get your protection, and guess what? At the end of the day, you'll probably have something worthwhile.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. The sixth episode, it's been so much fun doing this. So thank you. And for our listeners, like if you want to know more about the IP, we have an IP community at Global Health Impact Network. If you're not a part of that yet, head over to globalhealthimpactnetwork.net and sign up, and we'll get you on the platform. Or you can email me at martinworldwide@globalhealthimpactnetwork.net, or you can go to Joshua's company site, which is nafelaw.com, I believe, if that's
Yes,
right.
you have that correct,
Yes.
Martin.
Okay. So you can always check them out. And again, if you're looking for, patent or anything to do with IP, Joshua's a great guy. We highly recommend, checking him out. Check out the company. I'm sure they will help you every way possible. So Joshua, thank you so much for doing this. I know I have had a lot of fun. I know I've learned a lot. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Martin. It's been a real pleasure doing the series with you. I've had a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do something similar in the future. And for those of you out there, I really, really hope you learned something, whether it's from this podcast or a different one. And by all means, as Martin said, reach out to me whenever you want. I'm happy to help however I can.
Perfect. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much and stay safe. Bye.